On a monumental day for Dak Prescott, emotions were running high as the Dallas Cowboys secured a convincing 33-17 road victory over the Cleveland Browns, while their quarterback became the highest-paid player in NFL history. The victory and record-breaking contract extension capped off a whirlwind for Prescott, whose day was marked by personal milestones, team triumphs, and the relentless pressure of expectation. Before the game, Prescott received a call from his agent, Todd France, confirming that the deal with the Cowboys front office was finally in place. The terms? An NFL record $60 million per year contract extension, with $231 million guaranteed, surpassing the previous record held by Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson by $1 million. The Cowboys' commitment to Prescott was now official, signaling that they believe he is their best chance to bring the franchise another Super Bowl title. However, as the game unfolded, Prescott's performance was a mix of efficiency and frustration, underlining the dual nature of his day. Celebration tempered by the unrelenting desire for perfection. On paper, Prescott's performance was solid, with 19 completions on 32 attempts for 179 yards and a touchdown. Most importantly, he was turnover-free. Yet, by his own admission, Prescott was not satisfied. After the game, he reflected on the team's offensive slowdown in the second half, which left him feeling that he could have done more. Despite building an early lead, the Cowboys' offense stalled in the final two quarters, converting only 2 first downs after racking up 13 in the first half. Prescott expressed disappointment in his personal performance, even as his teammates congratulated him on both the win and his lucrative new contract. "You try to be bummed about it in the locker room, but you know it's a win on the road, which is good for the team," Prescott said after the game. "I'm not happy with my personal performance today, and that's what motivates me. Nobody's a bigger critic than I am, and I expect greatness out of myself." The Cowboys' decision to reward Prescott with the megadeal speaks to their belief that he can achieve that greatness. Sunday's game may not have been a showcase of Prescott's best, but it demonstrated the logic behind the deal, both for the franchise and their star quarterback. Prescott contributed to a road victory against a tough Browns team, but he wasn't the lone hero. Instead, he was part of a balanced effort that involved contributions from the defense and special teams. Cowboys dominate first half, falter in second. The game began with challenges for the Cowboys, as they found themselves at 1st and 20 on their opening drive after a holding penalty. Prescott took a hit early when Browns defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson beat veteran guard Zach Martin and sacked the quarterback for a 7-yard loss. But Prescott quickly rebounded, leading the Cowboys downfield on the next drive. His connection with wide receiver CeeDee Lamb sparked the offense, including a 34-yard pass on a go route. Prescott followed that with a touchdown pass to Brandon Cooks, who had shaken loose from Browns safety Juan Thornhill, to give Dallas an early lead. By halftime, the Cowboys had powered their way to a 20-3 lead, racking up 13 first downs and limiting the Browns to just 1. Dallas looked dominant, executing clean drives while Cleveland's offense faltered. The Browns struggled with pass protection, leaving Watson under constant pressure. Watson, who had been hit 17 times and sacked 6, was visibly frustrated, and his 2 interceptions helped seal the Browns' fate. In the second half, however, the Cowboys' offense struggled to maintain momentum. Their inability to convert on third downs gave Cleveland a sliver of hope, although the Browns never seemed to be in true striking distance. Kevontae Turpin's punt return for a touchdown cushioned the Cowboys' lead, but their offense couldn't find the rhythm it had in the first half. Prescott took the blame, expressing his frustration with the team's second-half performance. "We just couldn't convert on third down, and that's something that we've been great at, something I take a lot of pride in," Prescott explained. "Had a couple of 3-and-outs in the second half that made that team think they had a chance to come back in this game and put a little pressure on our defense. I can be better in a lot of ways in this game." While Prescott was critical of his own performance, his counterpart, Deshaun Watson, had an even rougher outing. Watson's stat line, 16 completions on 30 attempts for 169 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions, was emblematic of the Browns' offensive woes. Watson was battered all game, taking 17 hits behind a shaky offensive line that was missing both starting tackles. Without star running back Nick Chubb, who is still recovering from injury, the Browns lacked the offensive balance needed to alleviate the pressure on Watson. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski acknowledged the team's failings after the game, particularly their inability to protect their quarterback. "He got hit way too often," Stefanski said. "We can't let that happen to him. He fought like crazy, and the football team fought like crazy to the end. But bottom line is, we have to protect our quarterback better than that." Watson, for his part, refused to make excuses, vowing to take accountability and improve the team's performance in the weeks ahead. The day before the game, Prescott had an unexpected conversation with Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, which gave him a hint that the contract negotiations were nearing a conclusion. Jones approached Prescott on the field during warm-ups, catching the quarterback off guard. Prescott, not expecting such a conversation, was initially unsure how to react. "He did ask me, have you talked to anybody in the last 24 or 12 hours? And I'm like, no, I hadn't," Prescott recalled. "So when I left practice, I called my agent, Todd France, and was like, hey, Jerry just came up to me and asked." Though Prescott was unsure of how close the deal was, the Cowboys and his agents had been in intense negotiations. The team recognized that if they waited until 2025 to negotiate, Prescott's leverage would only increase as other teams entered the bidding. Ultimately, they agreed to a deal that reflected both the 2024 market and the potential financial landscape of 2025, ensuring that Prescott would remain a Cowboy for years to come. The Cowboys front office views Prescott as their best shot at another Super Bowl, with Jones stating that he hopes Prescott will be the Cowboys' quarterback for the rest of his life. The franchise's faith in Prescott, coupled with the talented roster they've assembled around him, gives the team hope that their championship aspirations can become a reality.